Hi, and welcome to Math 11.10. Apply the volume formulas. I apologize that this paper is a little blurry, but I think you'll be able to see what we're doing. So today is how can you use a formula to find the volume of a rectangular prism. This is just like what we did yesterday, only they didn't talk about the formula very much. So both prisms show the same dimensions and have the same volume. This one is just broken down into the little unit cubes. This one is not. So you can see this is 3 high by 4 in length and 4 in depth. So this is your length, your width, and your height when they start talking about the formula. Mike is making a box to hold his favorite DVDs. The length of the box is 7 inches. The width is 5 inches and the height is 3 inches. What is the volume of the box Mike is making? It says underline what you are asked to find and circle the numbers you need. So what is the volume of the box Mike is making? And we need the length, the width, and the height. Okay, so it says identify the length, width, and height. So remember in our problem, the length was, so this is the length. The length was 7, the width was 5, and the height was 3. So we're going to fill that in to our formula. Multiply the length times the width. So we're going to multiply 7 times 5 to get 35. That's our length is 7 and our width is 5 to get 35. Multiply the product of the length and width by the height. So the height is 3. So 35 times 3 is 15. Regroup a 1 and 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10 to get 105. So the volume of Mike's DVD box is 105 cubic inches. Don't forget to put that in your answers today. A lot of you left it out yesterday. Okay, so now we're going to go on to page 480. And it says you have learned one formula for finding the volume of a rectangular prism. You can also use another formula. Volume equals base times height. B is the area of the base, and that's just like when we did area for a flat shape. And then you multiply that times height. So when we found our 35 here, our length times our width, we were finding the area of our base. Using the area of the base and shape and height. Emilio's family has a sandcastle kit. The kit includes molds for several solid figures that can be used to make sandcastles. One of the molds is a rectangular prism, like the one shown at the right. That's over here, this one. How much sand will it take to fill the mold? So we want to know how much sand will it take to fill the mold. So we're going to find the volume, but we're going to do it by first finding the area of the base, which is the length times the width. So we have 5 times 4, and then we're going to multiply it by the height. Remember that these two numbers together make the area of the base. So 5, and we have parentheses, and our order of operations tells us that we're going to do what's in parentheses first. So 5 times 4 is 20, and then we have to still multiply that times 8. So 20 times 8 is 160. So it will take 160 cubic inches of sand to fill the rectangular prism mold. Okay, we're going to go on down here to the try this. And again, we're going to find the volume of this prism by using the formula length times width times height. When you get a little older, these formulas will be very helpful to you. So this is the length, so it's 7. This is the height, or the width, so that's 4. And this is the height, so it is 5. So 7 times 4, this will give us our area of our base is 28. And then by our height, so 28 times 5, 5 times 8 is 40, 5 times 2 is 10 plus 4 is 14. So the area of the base is 140 cubic feet. Now we have to find an unknown measurement. This time they give us the volume. They also give us the length and the width. So we have to figure out how are we going to do that. Well, we can get the area of our base because 5 times 4 is 20. Now if we do what they say here and think, if I filled this prism with little centimeter cubes, each layer would have 20 cubes. How many layers of 20 cubes would I have? Well, to find out how many layers of 20 cubes we would have to have 60 divided by 20. And I know that 2 goes into 6 3 times, so 20 will go into 60 3 times. 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 6 is 60, and that leaves us nothing. So the unknown measurement for the height here is 3 centimeters, not centimeters cubed. Only our volume is centimeters cubed. So on this one we would just have a label of centimeters. Okay, we're going to go on to the Sharon Show on page 481. Please work number 1. Stop your recording and work number 1. And then check your answer. I do need you to write the formula volume equals length times width times height, just like this for both of them. And put your numbers in there so that you know what you're doing. Oops. So go ahead and stop your recording and do number 1, and then we'll come back and check it before we do number 2. Okay, so I took my length and my width times each other, got the area of my base, then I multiplied it by my height to get 40. If you didn't stop and do this on your own, you're cheating yourself out of seeing if you can do it and of learning. So please stop it and check that. Okay, let's do number 2. I'm going to go ahead and stop your recording and do number 2. Okay, well, I went ahead and worked it for you. Please check your work with me. I found the area of my base, 4 times 4, to equal 16. Then I multiplied it times my height, and I went over here and did that because it wasn't something that I could really easily do in my head. So 9 times 6 is 54. And 9 times 1 is 9, plus 5 more is 14. So you should have 144 cubic centimeters, or centimeters cubed. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have you do, let's do 3 and 4. And let's do 7. So I'm going to go ahead and pause your recording and do number 3. Then we'll come back and check it. So I wrote down my formula, and then I put my numbers in. This is all 6s, so it's a cube. And then I did the area of my base, which was 36. I multiplied that by my height. I did that right here. And so when I multiplied 36 by 6, I got 216. And my volume then is 216 inches cubed. If you did not write down the formula and plug in your numbers, please get in the habit of doing that. It will be helpful to you. You go ahead and pause the recording and do number 4. Okay, so I wrote down my formula, and my length was 12, my width was 4, my height was 4. So I found the area of my base using 12 times 4 to be 48. I multiplied 48 by 12. I multiplied 4 by 12 first to get my 48. Then I multiplied 48 by 4 to get 192. And so my volume is 192 feet cubed. I'm going to go down here and do number 7. What does it give us? Volume equals length times width times height. It gives us a volume of 420. This is like one that we did on the previous page. I know that my length is 7 and my width is 6, but I don't know what my height is. So go ahead and try that. See if you can figure it out. Okay, so we had our volume, and we knew that our length was 7 and our width was 6. We needed our height. So I multiplied 7 times 6 to get the area of my base. I still have a question mark over here. And so then I had to do the opposite of multiply and subtract and divide. So 420 divided by 42 is 10. This is your answer right here. So if on your assignment you can refer back to these if you need help. Okay, I looked at your homework. I don't believe there are any where they give you the volume and you have to find a missing measurement. Be sure you put the correct unit of measures. Be sure you make them cubed, whether you use CU or you type out cubic inch or cubic foot. And on number 2, on the back, it says it's a cube. And so its length, its width, and its height are all going to be the same. So they're all going to be 15. Good luck.